Good morning, everyone. My name is Philip Marsky, and I'm going to walk you through modernizing Wi-Fi today. In our series of modernizing webinars and talking about how basically the industry is moving forward and we need to move with it, we're going to talk about how Wi-Fi is a very important part of that. But let's start off with an introduction to us here at Esteem and what we do. So we make industrial grade wireless radios, and we take a very different approach to it. We're more application based. So here's a list of some of our major markets that we work in. We do water, wastewater, oil, gas, mining, material handling, etc. As you can see on there, we do pretty much everything we can. One of the major common themes in this industrial transformation is basically going from Industry 1.0 to Industry 4.0, and the major incline sorry about that. So in this digital transformation, we've basically been going from Industry 4.0 or Industry 1.0 to Industry 4.0, from basically steam power to what we're now talking about, essentially machines talking to each other, machines to machine interoperability. A lot of people refer to it as like the Internet of Things. Where we need to fit into that is we try to get data from those machines to other machines back to you. And that's what we're going to focus today, is how you can do that wirelessly, which is our bread and butter. So as I was talking about earlier, there's basically 4 pillars to the industry. There's the things, how they're connected, that data that they're passing back and forth, and essentially what you do with that data, that analytics portion of this. Oh, sorry about that. With that data, there's essentially 7 things that you must have when you're connecting your network. You need reliability. Number 1, it needs to work. When you need it, it needs to be there. You need to always have the data that you need. It needs to be secure, and it needs to have different, connection types. Those are the things that we focused on. Now, a more focused version of us focusing on that is going to be on Wi-Fi, the wireless communication between those, and how your cell phone, tablet, laptop can interface into that. So we're going to start off with a few simple questions. What is Wi-Fi? Well, Wi-Fi is a IEEE standard. It's actually a trademark from the Wi-Fi Alliance. They essentially made a term up, and that's kind of what everyone's been going with from there on. It's a collection of protocols that allow devices to connect to each other securely and easily. It's pretty simple. There's one access point or multiple access points, and those are the gateways into the network. And then you've got your stations or clients. Those are your cell phones, your tablets, your laptops. Those are connecting to that access point to get into the network, to get that data, to get what you need when you need it. Wi-Fi was essentially made to be a simple standard. There's only 2 things that are needed. There's the SSID also called the network name, and the passphrase or password to get into that network. Now, why should you be using Wi-Fi? Well, as I said earlier, it's a very simple setup. There's only two things needed: SSID and passphrase, and then you're in. You're on the network. It's that easy. So anyone can do it. Most people already do it. Most cell phones today use Wi-Fi. Almost all cell phones use Wi-Fi. Almost everything is using Wi-Fi. It's one of the other things. It's got the widest adoption of all communication forms right now. Almost everything has Wi-Fi. And you need it when you need it, on the floor, in the office, wherever you are. You want that access at a moment's notice, right at your fingertips. Now, what can Esteem do for Wi-Fi? What do we do for that? Well, we've got two radios in our Horizon series. We have a 2.4 gigahertz and a 5.8 gigahertz radio, and we support those two bands of Wi-Fi. We also have very robust security. We support AES 128, actually up to 256, but most cell phones today don't do 256, so we're a little future-proofed on that front. We have something called the access control list. You can command exactly which devices are connected to the access points when you want them. We also have external methods of verification through either enterprise, radio servers, what have you. And we are an industrial grade hardware. We are made to be used on the factory floor or in hazardous conditions. We have a NEMA 4 rated case, and we offer high output power to go the distance when it needs to go a good distance. We also have a few special features. We have very easy, simple meshing setup. You can mesh multiple APs together into one central net to cover a wide area, seamlessly roam between different APs through one device. We also offer a twin bridge technology that allows you to basically set up two separate networks on one radio, whether you want like a guest network and a company network, what have you. Those are air gapped physically. They actually have two different connections into the radio, so you can have very tight controls on who has access to what network. As I mentioned earlier, security is very important. We actually did a very deep dive on security earlier the year, a couple months ago. I'd recommend going over that. If you want some more details on the security side, we actually have that on our website or on YouTube. There's a great webinar done by Eric. Something to check out. As I mentioned earlier, our Horizon series is what we typically focus on for Wi-Fi. That's the two radios that we've got in the Wi-Fi bands. As I said earlier, our 2.4 gigahertz and 5.8 gigahertz radios support that. Our Horizon series, which also have all of our other features. We have a 900 megahertz and a 4.9 licensed radio, but those don't support Wi-Fi, unfortunately. So if you wanted some more information on our other modernizing webinars, those can be found on our website. It's at esteem.com/modernize, and you can select what field you're looking for, what kind of information you're looking on. We've got all of our previous webinars as well as this one on that website. Now, our upcoming webinar, that's going to be a little different thing. We're actually going to have a tech talk with Eric and Dan. That will be next month, the 14th at 8 a.m. So don't miss that. That'll be a great time. If you've got any questions, feel free to contact me. My email is pmarsky@esteem.com, or give us a call. I'll be happy to go through anything, any questions you had, and we will find a solution to your problem. Thank you.